Hi everyone, Bandanner here. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Modded Monday. Today we're taking a look at Mental Omega for RA2 Yuri's Revenge. This is an epic mod pack that is basically a brand new game that has taken 10 years plus to make and is still in production. They are adding more and more to it. Originally starting out in 2005 as a balance modification, it then grew and grew and grew, and in 2016 its final version 3.3 was released. However, they didn't stop there. The mod has continued to receive updates, and in 2021 received its last major update, the 3.3.6 patch, which completed the storyline campaigns of the three major factions, the Allies, Soviets and Yuri. However, the story doesn't end there. They are now working on Act 3. Yes, another entire act in this story called New Horizon. But I hear you ask, what does this all mean? You say it's epic, you say it's got all these acts, it's been in development for 10 plus years. Well, where do we start with this? First, there are 4 factions in the game, the Allies, Soviets, Yuri, and the new Foreign Revolt. And each of those factions has 3 sub-factions, with variants in their technology and units available. Ah, cool, so it's a conversion mod. No, it is much more than that. There are 133 missions in its campaign. 97 single-player missions, 36 cooperative missions, and if that wasn't enough for you, there's also 22 challenge maps. And when I say missions, we are not talking here just basic skirmish missions. We are talking fully scripted AAA quality missions. How they haven't been approached by Electronic Arts to make this an official expansion pack for the game, I do not know. Because Microsoft approached people that made expansion pack mods for Age of Empires 2, it is genuinely beyond me that Electronic Arts didn't approach these people. Because the truth is, it doesn't just stop at the new factions, the 12 sub-factions, and all of the missions. They've also got new music, sound effects and visuals, tons of new engine enhancements, active multiplayer servers. And that's just the little list they provide. There's other things that aren't mentioned here. Multiple options for changing all of the game settings that you didn't get in the original game. You can change the game speed, for example, in the campaign to slow it down if it's too fast for you. A feature that was also added to the original missions by CNCNet, which is what this mod pack also uses for the multiplayer component. A bit of community teamwork going on there. Before I talk a little bit more about the mod, I just want to say right now it is a little bit difficult to get going because the Steam version has a new exe file and the EA Store version also has a new exe file, and unfortunately that has changed, so the mod no longer runs on it. You need a copy of the old exe file. And it's all a little bit awkward because technically you're accepting an exe file of someone, which is risky in itself, and also, you know, there's the whole fact that technically it's a copyrighted file, so it shouldn't be shared. EA have just unfortunately made things awkward. However, the mod team will obviously be working on an updated version that will work hopefully on this new exe. It will just take time. So for many people it might just be worth waiting. So as a result of these issues and the fact that I'm unable to install the game from my original discs because the discs don't work on Windows 10 because it needs something called Safe Disk that Windows 10 doesn't have, I didn't actually manage to get started on the Mental Omega mod till Saturday evening, which means I haven't played as much of it as I would have hoped. However, I can honestly say, hand on heart, that this is one of the most amazing mods I have ever played for any game. The amount of effort and the level of detail that has gone into this is absolutely stellar. It genuinely puts some game companies to shame. Something that rewrites the original story, shows it from multiple points of view, over an epic set of campaign missions that are genuinely just very well made. And they've made the entire thing a real challenge. The AI is very good, whether it's on easy, normal or hard. And the same applies to the campaign. It is genuinely a difficult game to play, and they've gone out of their way to make it so. But it's not difficult in a bad way. It's difficult in a, oh my god, I want to try this again and get it right way. And that for me is a telltale sign whether a game or a mod or anything else is doing something well, is if it's hard, but I want to go back and try again, because it's not that it's too hard, it's that I can improve and do better. I can do something a different way to get further. And this mod achieves that level. So beyond me gushing about the campaign that I'm so impressed with, what else does this have? Well, there are loads of skirmish and multiplayer mode options. Standard, no bases, tech share, infantry only, unholy alliance, ultimate alliance, free-for-all, no defenses, assault, capture, islands, fortress, land grab, oil control, bounty hunt, king of the hill, tournament 1v1, tournament 2v2, no rush, challenge, cooperative. Okay, and breathe. What else is there then? So there's a big change to the skirmish mode in that resources have been changed. So it's no longer 1 to 2 as in gold to gems. It's now 2 to 3. So there's less emphasis on getting gems. There's also more oil derricks. So, you know, it works out a bit differently in terms of the resources. There are now support powers, not just super weapons. So there are other abilities that you can purchase and cast on the map. There are also special stat modifying weapons, which is a brand new thing added in this mod that the game didn't have before, and you'll notice this by having a color-coded icon when they attack a unit. For example, red is for firepower, green is for hit points, blue is for speed. Buffs on the left, debuffs on the right hand side of the object. You can even get your weapons disabled. Various units in the game also now have alternate unit modes, not just the deployment of units on the ground like the GIs from the original game. There's now complete change to some units in what they actually do. So for example, there's a tank that can either be a tank or a laser designator, or perhaps that ability for other units is to activate a shield. Something that those of you who enjoy a good old turtle will enjoy is that defenses are also enhanceable. They gain experience, so they rank up just like your units do. Engineer rushes are a thing of the past. Do you remember those from the original game? While a single engineer can capture all tech buildings, enemy faction buildings, one engineer can only capture it when it's at 33% red health. 2 engineers for 66% yellow health, and 3 engineers to capture a structure with 100% green health. This is a permanent setting, but doesn't apply to missions. And last on their list, but certainly not least, is an expanded stolen tech tree. So you know you can get a spy into an enemy base and steal their tech. Well, every faction has a spy, and every faction can steal tech from either the same faction or the other factions. 16 different stealable tech vehicles. And don't forget, that's on top of the fact that all of the sub-factions get slightly different units to each other. Or well, at least some of them are different and some of them are the same. Compared to the original Red Alert 2 and Yuri's Revenge, everything feels a little bit darker. The story, the units, and some of it's a little bit more grounded in reality, like some of the vehicles are named after real-world vehicles. But to be fair, a lot of it is still just really fanciful, crazy technology. It definitely takes a while to get your head around everything. There is a lot going on, there's a lot of new stuff, there's a lot of changes from the original game. It's definitely not as simple as it once was, but I don't think it needs to be. These games were always easy to pick up, hard to master, and you can still easily play the game like you would the original Red Alert 2 or Yuri's Revenge. However, you can become more advanced and take on board all of these additional features like the stat weapons, like the other superpowers, and roll those into your general gameplay. Now, I could sit for an hour and try and talk through every single tech tree, but it will drive us all mad. Those are available on the official Mental Omega website, which I'll link down below. My honest and genuine advice to everyone is play this mod. It is absolutely outstanding. If you're looking for people to play with, or if you're wanting someone to play the campaign with for the co-op missions, then head over to the official Discord. It's linked on their website, as I'm sure there'll be plenty of other new people currently looking for someone to play with. And I think I'll leave it at that. Has anyone else played this, by the way? What did you think of it? Were you as impressed as I was? And I'll maybe stick up a little bit of my gameplay over on the RTS Casts and Stuff channel so you can take a look at it yourselves. As ever, please do like, share, subscribe. I'll see you all soon.